Way back in the 80s, I remember asking myself, what would I do, or what can I do to get perfect health, to get better, the best health, and to protect myself. And guess what I thought up? It was to live near a hospital, so that if I had a heart attack or something like that, I would be near the hospital. I could go in there and they could work their magic. Come on, girls. And man, just, I mean, it's a nice thought, but what a crazy idea that my health was in the hands of others, that I really didn't have any agency, that it was all up to others, and what I did really didn't count. Since then, I've done a complete 180, and I believe I do have agency. And the number one thing I've learned over these last 40, 50 years is that a plant-based, low-fat diet is the greatest thing you can do for your health. Okay, just my opinion. You're welcome to disagree, of course. All right, a few other things. Long-term fasting. In the short run, there is nothing that comes close to doing a fast, say a week, 2 weeks plus, that is anywhere near what a fast can do for your body. Is just unreal. It's the best thing you can do. The third one that I just recently discovered is called OMAD, which means 1 meal a day. And OMAD, what happens is you eat 1 meal a day, your body uses up the carbohydrates that you eat, and then after that, then the glycogen that gets stored in the liver, that takes about another 4 hours. But after that, your body starts feeding on the fat, and you lose weight. And all these years, my whole life, I really just never put it together, because I was one that always ate many meals. And I was able to keep my weight down, but understanding how you actually lose weight, I just kind of learned it. And what you do by eating 1 meal a day, the carbohydrates get burned. Then that other hormone releases the thing I just said earlier. I already forgot what I just said. And then after that, your body starts to feed on itself, and you lose weight. And while I consider a long-term fast the healthiest thing you can do for your body, and I've done a few long-term fasts, but overall, in the grand scheme of things, this 1 meal a day fasting situation, because this is something that can be done every day the rest of your life if you wanted to. So I'm going to have to say 1 meal a day, and I guess you could call it intermittent fasting, is the best thing you could do for your body. And whether you eat the carnivore diet you know, a keto diet, plant-based diet, or just eat whatever the hell you want. If you do one meal a day, it turns out it's so good for you. So good for you. And if you think about it, losing weight, if you're doing one meal a day, and from what I understand, you will plateau. So if you're not losing weight, you could either cut down on the food you're eating when you eat your one meal, or extend out your fast another 6 hours or 12 hours. So instead of doing 24, do a 30 or do a 36. Just a couple times in the rotation, and then go back to one meal every 24 hours. All right, so with me, I'm now into my 4th week, and this, girls, come on, girls. Donnie? Okay, I'm not trying to brag about this or anything like that, but they say the healthier you are, the easier this one meal a day thing is to break into. And I'm fortunate. For me, I accidentally discovered this 4 weeks ago, and how I discovered it was, normally I would want to do a fast, you know, for a whole day, and I would get so hungry during the day that I would usually end up breaking my fast. And if I can manage my way through one day, the next day the feeling was just, oh, my body just knew I did something good. I just knew. And so I thought I would do a thing where, you know, I ate the one meal, but then go the whole day without eating, and realizing the next day I could eat. And the first day I did it, I had that same feeling as going, you know, like a whole day, say 36 hours without eating. Girls, come on. Donnie, come on down. So 4 weeks ago I decided, okay, I'm going to go ahead and eat one meal and not eat again. Donnie, come on over here. Good girl, baby. Izzy. Come on, Isboo. Good girl, baby. Good girl. So when I did it the very first day, the next day after doing it, I felt so good. And I forget really my thinking on it, but I continued it, and now I'm into my 4th week. And just a little side note, I believe I want to do this the rest of my life. I started around, and also I don't really need to lose weight. I'm 6 feet tall. I'm 175. I'm in my 70s. And they say when you get older, it's harder to lose weight. And it really is. For the longest time, for many years, I was in my 160s. And I loved being in my 160s. And it crept up. And I tried to get it back down, and I just wasn't able to lose the weight. Mentally, I was there to do it, but then come the evening, you know, you snack, and before long you're just pouring the calories on. And by forcing myself to do the one meal a day and abiding by that, and even that, I have to be honest, I do have a smoothie in the morning. So around 6 o'clock, 6:30, I have a smoothie in the morning, and then when I come home later on around noontime, that's when I have my one meal a day. But after that, I don't eat anything. So I was at 175 when I first started my fasting, and I weighed myself a few days ago, and I'm down to 166. And needless to say, I'm tickled pink. But I still see myself as doing this the rest of my life. And doing this because it's such a healthy thing for the body. It is so healthy, and I believe it's really the way to eat. One meal a day. That's how it should be. There's 4 people who I would love to recommend to you. The first one is a YouTube channel called 6 Miles to Supper, and she's got a wonderful video channel where she talks about one meal a day, and she's been doing it for years. And also she does interviews. So 6 Miles to Supper. The next one is a person she interviewed, and his name is Juan Sarmiento, I believe it is. Come on, boo-boos. Good girls. Good girl, Itsy boo-boo. Juan Sarmiento, and he tells his story. Wonderful story. I'm going to guess losing over 100 pounds. Not sure. All these people over 100 pounds. The next one, he lost over 100 pounds, is, come on, Mike, what's his name? His first name begins with a J. I think it's Jay Caldwell. Jay or James or Jim Caldwell. Caldwell. And these guys have been, both of these guys, even though they were interviewed on 6 Miles to Supper, they both have, I believe, their own channels, video channels. Excuse me. This guy, he's a wonderful interview, lost over 100 pounds. He's been doing it for years, and he talks about how he did it. The fourth guy, his YouTube channel is called OMAD, O-M-A-D Revolution. And he's been doing it, he lost almost 175 pounds. And he's been doing his channel for probably over 10 years. Come on, girls, over here. Come on, babies. Good girls. Izzy Boo Boo. Good girl, Boo Boos. That a good girl. Good girl, Donnie. Come on, Izzy Boo. Good girl, baby. So the guy doing the channel, OMAD Revolution, it's just, he's got a lot of wonderful stuff in there. And it's pretty much him talking about how he does it and what to expect if you start to do it. Wonderful. And I'll tell you, I'm going to save the best video for last. And that is this girl from England. And I believe the title of the video is How I Did the Impossible. parentheses in 6 months, something like that. The girl is from New England, and in one of my earlier OMAD videos, I put her link in the description box. But she's a young lady who had 2 kids, poor, living in the countryside, and overweight, obese. And she was determined to lose the weight. And she created a video. And
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Stop. Okay, so anyway, she was determined to lose the weight, and she created her own video and logged herself doing it. The video is kind of hard to listen to because she has serious vocal fry, and there is also some guy that she has his little talk in there, and he's unbearable to listen to too. The music's all not that good, but the overall message and what she did is just so inspiring. And yet, from what I understand, in the comments, there was people that were saying, you're not the same person. And she got a lot of hate. I don't get that part, but just incredible to watch her transformation. And of all the videos, man, this girl, she just knocks it out of the park. But you have to put up with that vocal fry, and I cannot stand vocal fry. So I'm really the last person that should be talking about OMAD, because I don't have serious weight to lose. But there you go. Any of these OMAD videos that I watch, it's the real deal, and these people aren't. They're not bullshitting. All right, girls, let's go. Okay, one other thing. I'm going to just continue on and just say one more thing, guys. You know, I've said it before. But when you get overweight, obese, the pelvis itself will tend to tilt forward. So the pelvis is tilting forward, so your belly is going out like that. So, and your back is now getting, the lumbar region is getting more curved. And where you have the discs that ideally would be, like they were, flat like that, they might get a little bit in the back. They might get a little bit like that. They get, when the back, the pelvis thrusts forward, they might even go a little bit more that way. So you could see where that could cause back problems. But the other thing is, when you're obese, where are you girls going? So when you're obese, you can count on it. The reason why you got obese was because of eating a high-fat diet. And that fat and cholesterol, you have these tiny little blood vessels that are coming off of the main pipe from the heart into your vertebrae, and those discs don't actually get blood, but a little bit of the good stuff from the blood, some fluids, gets into and feeds the discs, and that's the only way the discs get any nutrition. So if those pipes get blocked off, and you can imagine how small they are, those discs are no longer getting their nutrition. So you got the double whammy of the discs kind of being pinched off a little bit. The lumbar, doing this thing here, the lumbar part of the spine. And then not getting the discs, not getting the nutrition they need. So losing the weight, and possibly with a nice clean diet and opening up those pipes, is it possible to, through that alone, to get rid of your back pain?